Hello everyone and welcome to this pick a card reading video. In this video, we will be looking at where you need to take a break in your life. It could be a person, a place, a thing, really any of the nouns, anything, a location. Could even involve a vacation. I don't know, I haven't looked at the cards yet. But it could also include anything that needs releasing just in general from your life. Here is stack 1A, stack 2B, stack 3C. You can pause if you'd like and if you need some more time to figure out which stack you are most drawn to. If you are not drawn to any of the stacks, that's completely fine. This just might not be the pick a card reading video for you, but I have plenty of other timeless pick a card reading videos located all throughout my YouTube channel. As a reminder, everything I talk about and discuss in this video is for entertainment purposes only and cannot be stated as fact. Alright, let's get into it. Hello 1A and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. The cards here are Page of Pentacles in reverse, Ace of Wands in reverse, and the Justice card in reverse. So all three of the tarot cards are in reverse. And then we have Fire Sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We have 45, which is it's one of my life numbers. Not my life path number, 45, but it's like the spiritual path number. Anyway, 45, 7th house, relationship, and volunteer. I'll read from the guidebook. Well, will I read from the guidebooks? I don't know. I may or may not. We'll have to wait and see. But generally speaking, if you chose this stack, then you need a break from your relationships. It seems like this is a good time to evaluate your relationships and figure out where you give more than other people do. There should be more of an equal balance, and that doesn't mean it has to be equal all the time. Like sometimes other people are going through certain things and need more help than at other times. But it seems like there's definitely relationships that you have, and that can be familial, that can be romantic, that can be a coworker relationship. Like if you pick up a lot of people's shifts, like friends, anybody. Um, I'm petting my cat right now, so maybe it could be your pet as well. Maybe they aren't paying. I want to say maybe they're not holding up their end of the bargain. They're not giving you enough cuddles, and they're still not paying rent, right? Oh, that's funny, but no, I do get a sense that you're a very kind and caring person, but you do so much for other people. And I don't think well, here, actually, let me think. I think actually that some of you, or quite a bit of you, actually already know about this imbalance, but you just feel like there's like a feel like you need to do it in terms of helping people or doing things for people. I think a lot of you are probably very much acts of service type people where you're able to do things for people, such as if somebody needs to move, you're able to do that, like action-based things, like going to the store and getting somebody something. If somebody's sick, you can travel. You're the type of friend too who I think would travel quite a bit to your friend's house instead of them going to your house, right? Or you going and meeting up with them closer to where they live as opposed to where you live. There's just things like that, where I think even if something is an inconvenience to you, you do things for other people, so it's led to this dynamic of other people expecting that there is like how I expect there's an expectation that you'll just show up for people and that you'll drop everything and do things for people. There's a there's a sense that yeah, like you're somebody who's very reliable, which is good. But there comes to a point where people sometimes are also just being lazy with themselves, so then if they need somebody or they just want somebody to do something, not even a need, I think they know that you will show up for them and that you will help them for things, whether they are major or minor. So I think because of that, your alone time and also your own time for fun and play has been put more on the back burner. It could be because there's so many people also who are going through a lot of things in your life and you feel you need to show up and be there for them, which is great to be there for people, but you still need to have time for yourself and you still need to have time for relaxation and also doing stuff that's fun for you, not just for other people. Like I think that could be what's being indicated here as well, where like if people are deciding where to go for lunch or deciding what to do for the weekend, where to go, I think you're more easily able to do what the other person wants as opposed to what you want. So spirit is saying it's time now to do more of what you want to do as opposed to only what other people want to do. And if you make a suggestion and somebody says no, be like, okay, well, the last 8 times we've gone to where you want to go, I would like to go where I would like to go. If not, I can go alone. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think a lot of you are really maybe craving that alone time as well, like engaging in hobbies that you do by yourself, whether that's painting or journaling or junk journaling. Oh, junk journaling, yeah, junk journaling is so cool. I want to do more of that. But doing stuff where you're able to be alone. I see you at home listening to music. I feel like there's activities you would want to engage in more. It also could just be that you've been so busy that you haven't been able to engage in your hobbies. Um, so Spirit's saying now is the time to engage in more of your hobbies, especially as they relate to alone time. This could also be indicative of maybe you just haven't been around people as much lately, but I'm not really getting that as much. I think a lot of you, well, okay, let me say this. You could either I'm trying to figure out how to word this. You can still do things for people. You know, a lot of you maybe aren't hanging around a lot of people right now, but you're just doing things for them and you're like traveling around a lot. That's very indicative by the Ace of Wands as well. Where maybe you have to be on your feet and like also maybe in your car traveling a lot to places. So if you've been traveling a lot lately, Spirit wants you to spend more time at home if you're able to. And I'm not really getting a sense of like, traveling elsewhere, like, for a vacation or anything, because I know that that can be a way in which people take breaks, but for right now, really spending time at home, and if you're able to be more so alone right now, that'll be important, and then once you come out of this, like, mini cocoon period, then you can engage in relationships again, but you have to have better boundaries with people as well, because there's a sense that people and I can't just blame other people in the situation because I think a lot of it is from you all, like, having this expectation, like, "Oh, yeah, whenever you need me, call me," or even if it's something minor, I'll always be there no matter what. So I think it's also because of this reliance that other people have on you now. So whenever you come out of this cocoon phase, you need to have better boundaries with people, and with some people, maybe you need to, like, still not even though, you know, you're not in the cocoon phase anymore after a period of time, when you get out of it, you still should maybe not talk to certain people, and the way you are with people, I think sometimes inhibits their growth. Like, for people to be able to grow and learn lessons, that means they also need to go through tough times and also do things or experience things that they don't want, right? So I think for a lot of you, stepping back will help people to be more self-reliant on themselves. And yeah, just less reliant on you. A lot of you do feel like very independent people and also very responsible people, which is, I think, also why you like helping other people. I think a lot of you are very nurturing in terms of almost parental or even uncle slash aunt vibes, where even though it's not like you live in the same house, you'll be there a lot and you'll almost like spoil your friends or your family. That's a big keyword that I'm getting is that like there's some spoiling going on here. And like people can only be spoiled for so long before it affects their psyche. Like if people just start expecting that kind of treatment all the time. Some people may argue with me on that. Like I love being spoiled and I love it when like my partner or my parent spoils me, whatever. But I just don't get a sense that it's very healthy. So you'll be fine being independent, but I just think you would probably worry about caring for other people. If you were in a situation where like somebody actually needs like daily care, you should try to I don't know how this works, but you know, if you are taking care of a loved one who has a long-term illness, um, like if you're able to hire somebody for a day, or like if there's another family or friend who's able to take care of this person for the day, that'll be great. or if you want to bring this person with you on doing things that you would also like to do, not just doing what they would like to do. Very specific messaging, but like I'm imagining somebody with dementia or somebody who is in a wheelchair and like somebody who maybe isn't able to do like any regular activities, daily activities, or ADLs, activities of daily living on their own. So for some of you, that's very specific messaging, but you still need to have time and figure out ways in which people can be cared for in those situations without you completely neglecting your own needs. And I think that would be most important for you to do that. And like right now, Spirit is saying it's a good time for that. This is a time too, you just need a break in general for doing that much. Because I just see you doing a lot, and I'm hearing that Spirit wants to say you won't lose momentum. It will only it will maintain the momentum when you get out of a period of rest and relaxation for anything in your life. So for those of you who are working toward any goals, I think this cocoon period will actually be helpful for you and it won't diminish any potential for you. Let's go into the guidebook. I won't read the full part of the seventh house, but I'll just say what the challenge and the gift are. Challenge. When you are working in tandem in love or in business, it can be tempting to either give your power away to your partner or take over theirs. An unbalanced relationship can become untenable. Yeah. Gift. Fertilize the ground of your partnership. Feed your partner with romantic moments and fair and honorable arrangements. When you are fascinated by the spirit of another, they can become fascinated with you. And then before I go into the other guidebook, I forgot about saying much about fire sign. I think a lot of you could have strong fire sign placements. So I would look at those and try to figure out what they mean in your chart, in your natal chart. But when I think of fire signs, I think about passion. And even in the symbology, we see the sun in the middle, but we see two hands touching. So to me, that indicates, and we even have the hands holding for the seventh house. To me, that indicates like you lending a hand to other people that you care about. Like, I really don't get a sense that you feel super burdened by any of this. So, like, if you have any feelings or thoughts of, oh, I wish I didn't have to do this for this person, if you like a lot of you push those away because with fire sign placements, just fire signs in general, when you really love somebody and care for somebody, you do anything for them. Very much feeling the love and the passion for fire signs. So it's giving very much like any of fire signs in Venus. I wouldn't be surprised if you have an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius Venus. Because you're just such a caring person, you care about other people, and you'll do anything for them. So Spirit recognizes that, but they're saying that you can tone that back a bit and focus on yourself as well, because then you'll be able to care for other people more. And then I don't know, here, let's see what it says for volunteer. Sometimes volunteer work is the best method of affecting change related to an issue that you're passionate about, and also exploring a new potential career and meeting like-minded friends. This card is guiding you to volunteer in a way that is meaningful for you. Remember that when you give, you also receive. You can't outgive the universe. Additional meetings, donate items, help a person in need, volunteer to be on a committee, pray for God to assign you where you're most needed, and the volunteer state. So for me, when I pull this card and when I look at it, in tandem with everything else here, I don't think you should volunteer more. I think this is just, if anything, did it say on here? Oh yeah, donate items. I think that could be something that helps you as well, is to get rid of items that you don't need anymore. But anyway, when I was thinking about volunteer with all this, I was mainly thinking about how I think a lot of you volunteer too much of your time to other people and too much of your energy to other people, so people easily have access to you, which can be good but can also be bad. So, I mean, if any of the messaging in the book relates to as well, you can take that, but I mainly think it just resonates with the fact that you give too much of your time away and that you don't spend enough time by yourself. The Justice card in reverse indicates that imbalance. Page of Pentacles in reverse indicates that the foundation of your friendships, your relationships aren't as strong as you think they are because they're rooted in you providing more of the effort and other people just taking more than they give. I also yeah, I just feel like people in your life, there's certain people who aren't grateful for all that you do. They do walk over you, whether you recognize that or not. So spirit wants you to think about those relationships and take a break from people and then realize after you're out of any cocoon phase or out of taking a break from people, you can realize if you want to completely release a certain relationship from your life or if you want to continue to try to foster it, but in a way that you don't aren't doing as much. But I feel like from doing this sort of thing, people will maybe even just leave on their own accord, or people will get really angry at you because and people think you're being lazy or you're not doing as much, that you're selfish. But you have to be able to protect your peace. Anyway, I will leave it at that. Thank you so much, Monet, for watching and listening to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, you can like the video down below. You can comment down below if you resonate with this stack at all, and you can update your comment again in the future if there are any updates you would like Versal to read. You can subscribe to my channel, it helps me out a lot. You can check out my other timeless pick a card reading videos located all throughout my channel, and you can check out my ASMR channel, Brittney's ASMR, that will be linked in the video description down below. Thank you so much again, Monet, and take care. Hello, 2B, and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. For your cards, we have Queen of Wands upright, Knight of Swords in reverse, and Nine of Pentacles in reverse. And then we have pregnancy, someone is expecting, 19, Moon, perception, and forgiveness. And I will say, I'll just throw it out there first. For the pregnancy card, I actually am not really getting the sense that most of you are pregnant or will become pregnant. If anything, it could relate to somebody else in your life becoming pregnant, but I'm not really even getting that either. With the pregnancy, I mean, if it resonates, then a way you need to give yourself a break is to relax and try to give yourself grace while being pregnant, or anybody in your life, like to not expect so much from them because they will be pregnant. And so helping people out, like giving other relationships a break to focus on this relationship, but I'm actually on for the most part not getting that. I with the someone is expecting card, I actually laughed because I think a lot of you whoa, okay, wait, now there's 2 messages coming through for me. Okay, so this card indicates to me that the someone expecting is you in a way of like you're actually oh, my cat is gonna end up unmuting the microphone, I swear. He's rubbing on the mic. I don't know if y'all can hear him. But I think he actually moved one of the knobs. Did you? Oh, Axel, don't do that, honey. Come here. He's done it before, he's unmuted. Or, I mean, he has muted the microphone. So if you have to, like, kind of press in a bit hard for that. Anyway, the somebody expecting, as I was saying, is you, but I think it's because where you need to give a break is for other people in your life. It's very much the complete opposite energy of stack 1, if you listen to stack 1A. But you expect so much of other people. You expect for other like, I'm getting the sense that a lot of you expect other people to be good all the time. Now, saying that out loud, you might be like, "Well, I don't expect people to be good all the time." But I feel like if people make mistakes or if people maybe are inconsiderate toward you one time, then I think you very much get on the defense. I think where you need to give a break then is for other people in your life so that other people don't feel so pressured by you and so people don't feel drained by you. A lot of you maybe don't even realize that you're doing this. We have the moon perception card. So I think a lot of you are also lashing out right now because of things that have happened to you in your past. It's like you don't want for people to hurt you in any way. So because of that, it's also like you hurt people before they can hurt you. And it's also that you have expectations that people should meet so that it feels like you're not in a similar situation as it relates to the past. With forgiveness too, I think there's a lot of forgiveness you need to give other people in your past. Now, I'm not saying if somebody did something awful, you technically have to forgive them, right? But I think if you don't want to forgive, you should at least let go. Uh, because there's a sense of holding on to something from the past that's affecting how you interact with people right now, where you lash out at people, where you expect the worst from people, but also it's interesting because you expect the best from people too. You expect people to be the best, but then when people do something, it's like you villainize it and categorize something as being the worst thing somebody's ever done. Even if it's like, I just forgot to pick up your thing from the store. I was actually getting that imagery of like, say somebody goes to the store and they get you the wrong, like what's like a box of cereal, right? And they give you the wrong flavor. And I think your energy could be that of, why would you do that? I know you did that purposely to make me mad. And I think you just get on the defensive and you like tell yourself stories and like make up lies almost, but I don't think you think they're lies. I think you're like, no, like this person, it was a personal attack. So it's like somebody got you the wrong flavor of cereal and you're like, why would you do that? And you think that people are trying to upset you or people are trying to hurt you, even if they're doing something that was an honest mistake. Or even if people apologize, I think a lot of you have trust issues, so you need to give a break to the people in your life, but I think a lot of you also need to give yourself a break because like just in general, like what do you need to do to get a break? Just chill out because I think some of the things that you are lashing out about aren't just about things that other people hurt you from in the past. It's also in relation to how you have sabotaged in the past. This is very much a stack of self-sabotage where you look for one small thing and you turn into a bigger thing. And so then it's hard for other people to trust you. It's hard for you to trust yourself as well, even though I think there's that again that weird duality of you don't trust yourself, but yet you trust yourself because maybe you feel like you've always just had to rely on yourself. So you can only trust what you say, but then you also like maybe overinflate or over exaggerate things. It could be the opposite of that as well, where some of you maybe yeah, I'm not really getting this as much, but for some of you it relates maybe more that you keep things held in and you don't express yourself if something's bothering you, and so then it will maybe bubble up later on and people be like, I didn't even know you're feeling that way. You know what I'm saying? It's like if somebody says something to you and then it takes you like 3 months to be like, well, and you're in a fight and you're like, well, do you remember when you said that? That means you're an awful person because you said that. I can't believe you said that. Another person's like, I didn't even know that bothered you. I was joking. Like you should have told me. Um, that would relate to this as well, where I think just because of anything in the past. Oh, what I was saying though, you need to some of you need to give yourself a break because if you've been in situations in the past where you feel like you should have left a situation sooner or you should have spoken up sooner, I think a lot of you hold that guilt. There's guilt and shame in this as well. So you need to take a break from that guilt and shame, from the ego being in charge. You need to have your inner adult come out and have your inner adult be what manages your life. You can't just be run by your ego or from these instances that happened a while ago. And for some of you, these things, when I'm talking about these different scenarios and situations, you maybe don't still understand. You're like, I don't know, I thought I've healed from everything from the past. There could be things that are subconscious at play here, so a lot of you don't realize that you're acting out of your subconscious, not your conscious. Um, so because of that, there are things that maybe are affecting you that you are not realizing are from certain things. Also, something that's happened to me before that I think could resonate for a lot of you is there's been moments where, I've self-reflected and I've been like, okay, obviously I acted like this because of, like, I acted like this in this current situation because of this certain past situation. But then if you actually sit and think about it, or you visualize or you journal, then it's like, oh, it actually was because of something completely different that I suppressed the memory of. So a lot of you could deal with suppressed memories, but I think how do I want to word this? Also, you need to give yourself a break by, I know this sounds very counterintuitive, but you need to give yourself a break by not being lazy in your own healing. So that means not just pointing the finger at other people, some of you really do need to do that self-reflection. You need to point the finger at yourself, but not in a way that's shaming and that's riddled with guilt, because that's what keeps people in a state of being unhealed, of reacting or overreacting in a way that isn't positive or conducive. So, spirit wants for you to do a lot of self-reflection right now, and I really recommend either journaling or seeing a counselor or therapist. I think there are a lot of moon perception. As I was saying that, I started looking at the moon card. There are a lot of perceptions that you do have that I think are false, where I think you may have, like, a false memory. That happens a lot. Or you may just have not there's ho I'm trying to figure out the best way to word this. I mean, some of you could have false memories, so that means not having correct memories of the past, but I think a lot of you could have correct memories of the past, but as it relates to the present, like, more present time, current life stuff, like, now in the past, like, however many years, maybe you have misconstrued people's feelings and the things they tell you, and you just automatically assume somebody's lying to you, or you just twist around somebody's words in your minds, and then that memory becomes something different from what they've done or what they've told you. There's a lot of nuances with situations like that that I think you need to work through and come to realize if they are true, if they were being honest, or if if they were actually lying. And it's like, if you think they were lying, what's the messaging behind that? Like, why do you think that that was so? And do you have anything to back it up? You don't need to have evidence to back it up. You can, just be like, my intuition said at the time that that is what happened. Even if there are people who recently even have wronged you in some way, there's just a sense that you need to take a break from that. You need to take a break from the anger that you feel, or I was gonna say sadness, but it's really, even though the moon is here, I feel like there's a lot of anger here. And a lot of you need to take a break from not trusting people and instead forming trusting bonds with people. And I know that can be hard, but with forgiveness here, I think that also relates to, because before you can even label somebody as being mistrusting, you have to give people an opportunity and a chance to have and form a trusting relationship with you. So for you, I would say any future relationships, like any type of relationship, friend, whatever, romantic, any relationship in the future that you start to develop, come from a place of, and I'm not saying be naive, but just be more open to the possibility of trusting this person later on. Don't just completely be closed off. I think a lot of you are closed off more than you think and are very rigid in your thinking, so that can be hard then when you already have the mindset that somebody's going to wrong you. How are you supposed to form a loving relationship with somebody and a trusting relationship with somebody when you already say that before they even do anything that they're bad or that they've done something bad? So spirit wants you to really work through that. And I just see a lot of anger and shame that are the key words that need to be released. So you need a break from those, and hopefully they can just be gone and banished forever. They can be released. But I will read in the guidebook now. Let's go to 19, Moon Perception. I'll only read where it says challenge and gift. Challenge. Look to feelings rather than logic to move this situation forward. Notice any strange responses to anxiety. Touchy personal defense. Yes, the defenses. Touchy personal defenses, nepotism, xenophobia, subjectivity, or insecurity, either in your motivation or in those around you. Tend to the fear that lies underneath these behaviors. That's perfect messaging for you all. Gift. You are one with the ebb and the flow. Watch what sign the moon occupies each day and let the moon teach you about its phases. Align yourself with those tides and make your life easier. And then let's go to forgiveness in the other guidebook. How many? Okay, there we go. Forgiveness. Dear one, have you been carrying around anger, guilt, shame, or regrets? Like, literally what I've been saying. This card indicates that it's time to set down these burdens so that you can spread your wings and fly higher. You are guided to release stored emotions and thoughts that may block you. Forgiveness doesn't mean that what others did to you is okay or that you need to spend time with them. Rather, it means that you are choosing to detox yourself from residual negative thoughts and emotions related to these experiences. Prayer, spending time in nature, cultivating compassion, journaling, support groups, and trauma counseling can help you gain understanding and the motivation to completely forgive. Be sure to forgive yourself for any regrets and release grudges that you're holding on to. Wait, Brittney. Okay, review that. Be sure to forgive yourself for any regrets and release grudges you're holding toward yourself. It's helpful to learn from mistakes made in the past, but not to hang on to them by berating yourself. The point is to increase your confidence and the love in your heart so that you can focus upon your divine purpose, additional meanings, letting go of the past, adopting a more positive outlook, releasing a toxic relationship with forgiveness and past life healing. That's all like exactly what I was saying. But I will say with the adding more positive outlook, yeah, I think a lot of you like being more positive doesn't mean ignoring any negative thoughts or feelings that you have, but it means not being stuck in any negativity and being able to heal and allow yourself to live a happy and healthy and abundant life. I will leave it at that. Thank you so much to be for watching and listening to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, you can like the video down below. You can comment down below if you resonate with this stack, and you can update the comment in the future if you have any updates for Sal to read. You can subscribe to my channel, it helps me out a lot, and you can check out the other timeless pick a card reading videos located all throughout my channel. I have an ASMR channel, Brittney's ASMR, that will be linked in the video description down below. Thank you so much again, Tubi, and take care. Hello 3C, and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. The cards here are Three of Wands upright, the Empress in reverse, and Page of Cups in reverse. I think all of the stacks, the tarot cards have either, I think the first stack, all of the cards were in reverse, and then for this one and the last one, 2 of the 3 were in reverse. So, interesting. And then we have air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We have 55, that could be a very important number as an angel number, 55. And it says transits climate. And I think it's interesting that 55 is tied to the transits card because 5 is a number of change. And then we have join in. And I'll read from the guidebooks later, but let's just get into it. So first things first, it seems like a lot of you need to take a break from trying to force anything to happen. It looks like you all are working toward something. The Three of Wands is all about expansion. It's also about moving. I think some of you right now have been trying to manifest moving, or you've been trying to work hard to save up enough money to move. But okay, yeah. The Three of Empress is in reverse, right? And so something else you need to take a break from is just whatever you are working hard on. You need to be able to give yourselves a break. Whatever it is that you've been working toward, a goal that you have, Spirit is saying you're spending too much energy on that. And Page of Cups in reverse is saying you're emotionally tied to this in a way that's unhealthy right now. And also it could indicate the manifestation portion where maybe you're spending so much time trying to manifest something to happen. And if something isn't meant to happen yet and you keep trying to manifest it, then it will only aggravate spirit, and it will only likely cause delays for any changes that are happening. I think a lot of you know and can feel the changes, that there are changes that are already happening. And a lot of that is due in part because of how hard you've been working. So I think a lot of you are just like hoping and praying and wishing for things to happen quicker and sooner, and then you're also like overworking yourself. So Spirit is saying you need to take a break from this goal that you have, because with the Empress in reverse, you're neglecting your self-care. A lot of you probably aren't sleeping enough. You probably aren't spending enough time, and we do have join in here. So a lot of you probably aren't spending much time with friends and family. And air sign too. Air signs are the most sociable in my opinion. And so, cuz swords energy, it's all about like talking, communication. So I think a lot of you haven't, there's at least like a, if even if you're introverted, I feel like you're still needing time to be with people right now. Like introverts still need social interaction. Like humans are social beings. We are social creatures. We do need to be able to communicate with people and talk. or else literally it affects all aspects of our health and well-being. So, Spirit is saying to take a break from any isolation period you've been in. It's very different from the other stacks. But yeah, take some time alone. I mean, away from being alone. Take some time and be with other people right now. A lot of you have been more in that cocoon phase where you've been focused on your own dreams. And so because of that, you haven't, even if you've hung out with people, you haven't really been present. So there's a sense that a lot of you need to spend more time with people that you care about. And there's a sense that I think a lot of people in your life have been waiting for you to come around and like do more with them, but you've just been so focused on other things that when you have any extra or free time, I feel like you just spend that toward working hard and trying to achieve your goal. And Spirit's like you need to be able to give things rest so that they can happen. Like it's good to put hard work and effort into something, but for you, because you're doing so much, it comes from a place of Spirit thinking that you think that unless you work to the maximum capacity of yeah, if you just work to the maximum capacity, you think that that's what will help you, but Spirit is saying it's actually kind of having a stagnating effect. If you do like an adequate amount of work, but not so much work, not an overbearing amount of work towards your goal, it will actually have a similar effect, but also doing only the adequate amount and still a good amount, but just not an overbearing amount will actually be better because you will have higher energy levels and you'll come from a place of knowing and trusting in yourself and all the effort you put in, all of your expertise, the visions that you just have, the steps that you're taking to get there, as well as you're trusting in Spirit to work alongside you and allow these transitions to happen, these changes to happen, these achievements to happen. Because being in a state of constant worry, Spirit's like, okay, they obviously don't trust that things will turn out a certain way. So they're, and it's also, it reads as you not being ready when you come across like that because you'll just be so overwhelmed if something does happen. And I've talked about this before. You won't be happy with the end result. And I think if you don't give yourself more of a break to stop and like take breaks now, I get a sense that if your desire does come true, you'll just keep thinking it's not enough. You'll keep working hard and you'll keep being like, well, it's not enough. I can do more. And I think a lot of you like belittle yourselves. You're just so hard on yourselves. You are likely perfectionists. You think that you can always be doing more and that you should always be doing more. And so it's like you don't really even, I don't see you celebrating any successes anyway, any big milestones. I just see you always thinking that you need to move on to the next thing. So Spirit wants you to take a break from not celebrating because they instead want for you to celebrate and cherish those moments where you realize how far you've come, where you realize how much progress you've made. And even if there's still progress left to be made toward any other goals that you have, Spirit wants you to, in those moments of celebration, actually celebrate and to be happy. And to, Spirit is saying to remember what makes you happy. Remember why you're doing something in the first place. Don't just say that you'll be happy once a certain end result happens, because Spirit is saying that the state you're in now, you won't be happy either way. And that end goal that you have will continuously change. Even if it's something completely different. Like a whole different ballpark. Opposite end of the spectrum. Like I just see you no matter what, always shifting what it is that you should celebrate. So it's like you will never be happy. You'll never be accepting of anything you've worked hard for. You'll never be accepting of yeah, I'm getting a sense that a lot of you really don't like resting or taking breaks. You're just always feeling the need to keep going. You're always feeling the need to never stop. I think because of that too, like I was talking about relationships with other people. I think a lot of people it'll be hard even right now for some people to want to be around you because they've maybe been around you and you just constantly are talking about your work or talking about some of you I think without realizing it are only talking my cat is up by the microphone. I think a lot of you are only talking about and thinking about you right now. It's good to be selfish. Oh, Axel, don't exit out. It's good to be selfish right now. Sorry, what was I saying? It's good to be selfish in general and think about yourself and what you would like to happen for your life, because this is your life. But I think a lot of you don't realize the negative impact you're having on other people in your life, because other people think that you maybe are only thinking so much about your goals, that you don't really care much about your relationships with people. So I wonder if you've even lost people along the way. It's like, well, this person obviously doesn't care about me. They care much more about themselves. And some people maybe just, I think a lot of you maybe kind of suck the fun out of outings and gatherings. And I wouldn't be surprised if you yourself are a very logical person or just somebody who very much plans. I do get the sense that you're a planner too. So something you need to take a break from is planning everything. Spirit wants you with these transits to go with the flow a lot more, which I know is a lot easier said than done. Trust me, I am somebody with not only my Virgo rising, but literally having OCD. Like and also like suspected ADHD. I need to have lists for everything. I need to plan everything. Spirit wants for you to not neglect responsibilities and things that need to be done, but to not to try not to put so much weight on. Ooh, now I'm getting weight on decisions as well. So any weight on decisions that you need to make, try not to be so serious about it. And also, like the things you do day in and day out, like going to work, going to bed at a certain time, you can still do those things. But maybe try to think about if you have the same thing to eat every day, switching it up. Spirit wants you to take a break from monotony and routine and find any way in which you can, at least for this week, like starting today or whenever, doing something different each day, and you'll realize, oh, life shouldn't be about just doing the same thing every day. Like I should do something that changes it up so that I don't feel like a robot, because a lot of you are neglecting your feelings too. They want you to take a break from only being logical or rational or neutral even. They want for you to be able to indulge in your feelings, because a lot of you are setting them aside so that you can focus on these goals that you have or anything external. So spirit wants you to take a break from the external and focus more on the internal, but that also means externally, like hanging out with friends and stuff. It's okay to catch up with people on phone and all that, but I'm really getting a sense of like if you can to be in person with people. I see you going to like a what do you call those? Like those jazz nights or those comedy nights, like open mic nights at a cafe, at a local restaurant. Something like that, I think would be very fun for you. And I think it's also a time of getting outside of your comfort zone right now, which relates to the monotony and the routines, because it just feels like everything has to be scheduled in perfectly and that you have to be busy. Spirit wants you to have more open schedules right now. Spirit wants for you to be more open-minded and spend more time with people, especially the people who are already in your life. Sometimes I talk about meeting new people, but I think right now what you need to do is talk to people that you haven't talked to in a long time, or just talk to people who you've been neglecting talking to them. Maybe you don't text them back very much, or maybe you don't call them very much, and likely you don't very much see them in person. So it's a good time to meet up with people, and I think there's probably a lot that's been going on with other people that they haven't really fully told you about because you've just been so busy with your own stuff, and you just haven't had the capacity to open up your mind for other people to allow themselves to be vulnerable with you or to express just how they've been doing, to express what they've been up to in general, the minor changes in their lives as well as the major changes in their lives. So if you want to be able to have relationships with people, now is a good time to care for the ones that you already have and show that you actually do care, and that like if you need some of you need to say sorry, I think, if you've like ditched people or just like not been fully present with them. Um if you forget anything your friend ever tells you because you're just so caught up in your own dealings. Spirit is saying some of you, I think, need to ask for forgiveness and also just show more care and love and respect for people that are in your life who do care about you, and who I think a lot of people have been lenient with you and have tried to give you space. But then that also means that it affects the relationship. Yeah, so I'll go into the guidebook. Let's go to number 55. I'll only be reading where it says challenge and gift, by the way. So 55, transits climate, challenge. Wild cards are in play. You are not in control of who or what now brushes your life, and that can be scary. Gift. Even though life is an ever-moving circus and you do not control the people and events transiting your life, know that you are in complete control of your response to that transit. Choose wisely. That's perfectly worded. You are in control, but also not in control. So don't worry about the things you can't control, and things you can control, still don't worry. Just try to go with the flow more. Let's go to the other guidebook now. Oh, just passed it. There we go. Join in. You are being called to push past shyness and meet new people. Although you might not think of yourself as sociable, it's time to take action and get acquainted with like-minded friends and associates. Some of you too, this could indicate, like I was kind of getting a sense you need to maybe even hang out with coworkers too. Maybe you're so involved in your work, it's like people ask you to hang out with the other coworkers outside of work, and you're just like, no, no, it's fine. Hang out with the coworkers, unless you really think that you would not vibe well, but I would say give it a shot. Your social fears stem from spending time with insensitive people, and you'll benefit from connecting with gentle and kind individuals like yourself. You received this card because in order to meet new friends, you'll need to join in. That means literally joining an in-person, non-online, or virtual class or group so that you can network with others. Joining in also entails introducing yourself at these groups and having conversations. This positive change in your social life will open new doors for you in other areas. That's the thing too. I think a lot of you would benefit from doing like classes with people that you already know, or even meeting new people, because I think a lot of you always like to learn. So if you want to be in an environment where you learn but you can still socialize, something like that would be cool, like a painting class, painting and wine class, or like a cooking class. Additional meetings, do charity work, that as well. Join a spiritual or religious group aligned with your beliefs, commit to a relationship. And I just think you need to show more commitment to the relationships in your life. I will leave it at that. Thank you so much, 3C, for watching and listening to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, you can like the video down below. You can comment down below if you resonate with the stack, and if you chose it, and you can update your comment in the future if there are any updates you would like for Assault to read. You can subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot. You can check out the other timeless pick a card reading videos located all throughout my channel. And you can check out my ASMR channel, Brittney's ASMR. That will be linked in the video description down below. Thank you so much again, 3C, and take care. Also, by the time I am finishing up with this audio recording, it just turned 11:11, so make a wish. Goodbye.